My experiences around the composting side has been vast. I've sort of led a project for about 5 years now, really looking at alternatives that farmers sort of really needed. We've had a lot of issues stem out of like the offal holes, high water tables, smell, location, and really that's driven the alternative use of going into composting.
We are contract milkers in the Waimak district, just 30 minutes west of Christchurch, and we milk 640 cows. We started composting as a way to get rid of livestock waste, which is an unfortunate part of livestock farming.
I farm Ashburton, mid-Canterbury. We farm about 7,000 laying hens, and we also do about 1,000 to 1,100 calves a year on the property. The composting is basically the result of the waste coming out of the calf sheds and out of the chuck sheds.
We dairy farm in North Canterbury and milk about 400 cows. The main reason we started a compost pile is because it's getting difficult every year to get rid of dead stock. It's harder to find people to take them, and we're all about lessening our impact on the environment.
My wife Charlotte and I contract milk for the Pie Group here in Rangitata, South Canterbury. We have 2 farms, 1,700 cows and 8 staff. We took over this property that already had an existing compost, and then from there on we just decided to enhance it and make the most of the opportunity we had to do this process a little bit better.
From the experience I've seen, rapid decomp has been probably the most exciting part. Acceleration of that breakdown of that animal real fast. The benefits of guys like using line products, also probably the material that is going on top have been a couple of key learnings from guys, especially around like disused baleage or getting their hands on some old straw or stuff like that.
We use a 2-pile compost system. So we have a clean pile and a pile that we have the dead livestock in. It's a dryland area where it's away from site.
You can't see any dead animals. It's really inoffensive looking, there's no smell.
No smell. We feel a lot more comfortable about not putting them in a hole.
So we obviously, when we're mucking the sheds out, we took them in a paddock, and then we add any dead stock to those, as well as waste eggs. Any floor eggs that are unsaleable go into that, and then we just turn it to either the left or the right. Just basically keep the stuff moving, keep air going into it, and as much moisture in it as we can to aid it breaking down.
So the compost pile we've created is quite a heavy gravel base, and then we've used line chip on top, which compacts down like concrete once it's dry. We've put old straw bales around the edge to make sure there's no leaching. We've used old silage to add moisture to the mix, which seems to be doing a great job of breaking the dead stock down.
So we designed a 2-pit system where we could spend a couple of years filling one pit, and then when that was full and we needed to let it sit, we could start on the other one, and it seems to work very well.
So the biggest thing about the motivations to change the alternative is really the environmental degradation part. You've seen like places down in Hinds that have got high water tables that really offal hole, putting animals in the ground are just not right. And then fundamentally the other big one that's come back to is cost. It's cost that you just got to add into the business. Composting, if you get your hand on material, it's kind of a free scenario. Yes, there's a bit of labour, but you can control it.
Our motivation for composting was to have an environmentally friendly way of getting rid of dead livestock. Rather than putting them in the ground in Canterbury where there's can be a high water table, we have them above ground in a compost pile.
I think the key learnings are use what you've got to the best of your ability, really. Here in mid-Canterbury the soil structure is pretty poor. We've about 800 mil of topsoil, and then we're into shingle below that. So basically we're trying to improve the soil structure so we can retain the moisture in the soil as long as we can.
Best advice is get good contractors and plan well where you're going to put your pit. It's actually not that hard to set one up.
If you're looking to start out, you need to find a location that's easily accessible, well drained, and just basic common sense, not near housing or waterways and things like that.
They're trying to sort of adapt with different materials to actually lift that material at the end use. So you're seeing a lot of guys really driving native plantings, they're really driving some other forms of amenities, and so they're using that material to boost that growth rate, plant rate and stuff like that, which is great to see.
Compost is a fantastic material. It's easy to do, and why not use it, improve your soil structure with it.
It's a really cheap and easy way to deal with a part of farming that you can't avoid.
Just try it. Don't be afraid to try something.
Yeah, it's great. Once it's set up, it pretty much looks after itself.
And it's been quite an interesting journey really, because from having no knowledge at all to being, sounds really geeky, but interested in compost. It's a strange place to be.
I think composting really has got a long way to go, but it's got some really good benefits. And I think the biggest benefit is around that, what is that end use? From where I saw it 5 years ago to now, it's vastly improved and one that I'm pretty excited about.